a very different kind of a presentation for Passport, and we're very pleased to offer something that I think is relative to our industry and will add value to the services that our partners are able to offer their clients. First of all, let me launch this camera. All right.
Now, one of the things that you had on your thing of how much money was stolen on that opening screen.
Oh, wasn't that amazing?
That's amazing
statistics.
how true that is.
Well, and that's the creepy part of this. And gosh, when I began to explore this topic, I had no idea where we were going to be going. So now before we begin, I'd like to introduce Larry Quiet. He is our presenter today, and I'd like to go over some of what is going to make this just such an interesting morning. Larry brings to the table a BS in accounting, a BA in finance, an MBA in taxation. He is a registered investment advisor, a registered representative, Series 6, 22, 63 licenses he has, and he brokers through Cetera Finance. I'm assuming that's full disclosure. Is that why? I appreciate that.
You've done legal documents.
Very good. Another dimension to Larry is that he's a past Commodore and is a member of the Island Goats Sailing Society. That's important because that has a requirement of a certain number of Chicago to MAC races, which is 330?
25 MAC races.
25 MAC races, okay. And he has completed 38 of those. So he's not doing it just to meet the requirement. He's doing it because he loves it.
Yeah.
I know this will make him popular with some of the members of our audience. He rides Harleys, and I immediately had to know what kind, and he said Road Kings. So we have with us a sailor, a biker, and also someone who joins us from the world of accounting and finance. He has joined us today, Larry, before I turn this over to you.
Also a Chicago Blackhawks fan.
Yes, indeed. Now,
don't go there.
Yeah.
I bet we have someone from Boston.
Yeah, we do, and that's okay.
Boston's a great team.
Good hockey, exactly. I want to also kind of point out, you can't really see it in the camera, but we have with us quite a pile, for lack of a better word, of references. We have memorandums, court orders, entered by sitting judges. We have documentation. This is not a frivolous topic, and Larry has come prepared to address and support what he's about to share with us. And one more thing before I turn this over to you, Larry. I want to just mention that this is offered as a topic of interest. Professional advice should not be taken from our presentation today. These are suggestions and matters of interest. Larry's credentials are on the screen. If something piques your interest and you wish to pursue this at a professional level, his credentials and contact information are on the screen. Yes, and let's see. Before we begin, I have one other enticement to offer. I was going through some of the things Larry had with him, and this just caught my eye, and he promises to go over this at the end of the event. Let me start by saying this is from Fox Chicago News. This was from 2010. Rod Blagojevich trial extended coverage. And the subtitle is Chicago, Call It the Mystery of Rod Blagojevich's Desk. And it begins with a forensic accountant in Arlington Heights who purchased the former governor's desk was surprised to find more than a dozen money transfer receipts totaling $4.4 million hidden under several drawers. Larry Quiet said he made the discovery when the handle to a drawer broke off while the desk was being moved into his office. He removed the drawer to fix the handle and found some of the receipts tucked underneath the drawer bottom. The desk was among a large number of Blagojevich items auctioned off recently by a storage company. It goes on a little bit further, but I'll leave you with the concept that, intrigued, Quiet called the FBI to report what he had found. And we'll hear more about that at the end of this presentation. But Larry, it is my privilege and my excitement to welcome you today to Passport. Let's talk about fraud.
Okay. Well, the final result of this whole case is where 7 people have been in jail now for 4 years. So we'll start with the beginning, how that all occurred. It was simply I've been a passport dealer for 15 years, I believe, and installing Passport into, I'm a tax accountant and prepared corporate tax returns. My client base is 380 personal tax returns and 75 corporate tax returns I prepare annually. And while installing selling for Passport, my first client that we're going to talk about, we're going to call it Excel. The names have been changed to keep the guilty. And this client was a trucking company. They wrote a lot of checks, a lot of manual checks. Their sales were about $2 million in sales, 2.5 million. And all these clients that I'm talking about, their annual sales were all 2 million to 3 million, small companies, maybe family-owned, few employees. So this first company, Excel, they wrote all these manual checks, and the client never opened up the envelope from the bank, never. So I installed Passport software and ordered deluxe pre-printed checks to get them on a computerized basis. After about the first month of processing, the client sent me all the supporting documents to my office to prepare and compilate for the monthly financial statements. And I opened up the bank envelope, and I found 4 manual checks written in 1 month. And I immediately called the client and I said, I thought we're writing or processing all the checks on the computer. He goes, yeah. He said, we all are. And I said, there are 4 checks in here made out to the same guy. And he goes, and I asked him, he asked me what the name of the person is. I told him the name. He goes, oh my God, that's the cleaning service. So my client realized that the cleaning service at night, the checks were left out there by the printer, and the cleaning service was writing checks out to themselves and endorsing them.
Oh.
So while I'm telling him the story of these on the phone, the cleaning service was there. And he heard his name on a telephone and ran out the door. And so my client was like, you got them. He said, they're gone. So actually they ran into a church.
Oh.
The husband and wife ran into a church. So the conclusion of this story was, keep printed checks locked in the safe all the time. I know that it's a drag to go print them, get them on the safe and stuff like that.
Sure.
But they're really having them exposed to people that just walk in the office. Also have the client, someone always open the bank statements and review all the checks and inspect them immediately. Mm-hmm. Because sometimes when they come in for June, they come in July, they may not get to the account until August or September because of just delay.
Sure.
And so it was kind of funny. It was a small theft. It was a total of $18,000. And we did receive full reimbursement through the father of the son who did it.
Oh.
So we did receive full reimbursement, and we did not prosecute the person, and he did not go to jail.
What a story, though. Just, opportunity was there.
Right, right.